Dad was indicted the summer before my senior year. That fall, I was sent to a new boarding school in Ohio where nobody knew I was the girl whose father was convicted at trial on charges of racketeering, insider trading, and wire fraud. Those were the days before the internet, when 1,000 miles of distance could shield a kid from the fallout of a parent's public disgrace. My mother had faded from the picture by then. Dad sent his attorney to stand in for him on Parents' Day, and I introduced him as Uncle Evan when we met with my academic advisor. Evan referred to a list of questions typed on Dad's corporate letterhead, and as he filled a legal tablet with scribbled notes, I realized Dad knew he wouldn't be at liberty to attend this meeting. He knew it all the way back then, before the Fed seized his corporation and froze his domestic assets. He was well aware his time was running out. I flew to Boston on spring break. Met Uncle Evan coming in from Dubai, and we left Logan International in a rented car to tour colleges. When we stopped for lunch, he rubbed his tired eyes with the heels of his hands, pushed his steak salad aside, opened his briefcase, and placed a folded sheet of federal prison stationery beside my plate of fries. It was my father's offer, outlined in his kinked block lettering, each line a picket fence of plucked staples and pulled nails with Roman numerals and punctuation. Dad's proposal specified only one condition. I could study any major, choose any school, and live comfortably off campus so long as I picked one of the Seven Sisters colleges. "Your father appreciates the value and power of these brands," Uncle Evan said. "If I were your attorney or your actual uncle, I'd advise you to accept this offer." My mother was a poetry major until she met Dad and dropped out of Bryn Mawr. I chose music at Wellesley and minored in poetry to piss her off. Rode crew as a freshman novice and damn near made varsity as a sophomore before I quit to join the sailing team. I loved being on the water, but I didn't care about silver cups and regattas. I dreamed of going to sea, where there are rules. Rules that matter, that everyone understands and agrees upon because they serve only the cold logic of survival. Those rules made sense in the days of Spanish galleons and three-masted schooners. They made sense when sails gave way to steam, and they still make fucking sense today. Paperback volumes of Forrester's Hornblower series crowded my nightstand. I carried lengths of cotton clothesline in my purse and taught myself to tie a bowline on the bus. Practiced under my desk in class and mastered the sheepshank, mast hitch, and cut splice. Found a thrift store copy of Knight's Modern Seamanship and made flashcards of naval terms and definitions. Began committing the 1889 International Rules of the Road to memory. I never found the word maybe used in those procedures and protocol, nor in Horatio Hornblower's adventures. In fact and fiction, survival at sea demands a route from evaluation to action that is clinical and binary, a decision-making process that cuts quickly to execution. The difference between jetsam and flotsam? Now that's like a test marked pass or fail. Jetsam refers to anything thrown from a sinking vessel in an effort to keep it afloat. Jetsam is evidence of a calculated response meant to avoid a catastrophic outcome at sea. Flotsam is debris that remains afloat after a vessel sinks, like cargo and equipment. Excluding remnants of the ship itself, flotsam consists of the very items that could have been, should have been jettisoned to prevent the ship from sinking in the first place. Flotsam is evidence of a miscalculated response or a complete failure to accurately assess the situation and identify the potential for peril. To save a vessel in distress, you must first recognize the vessel is in danger. True rear view? With the exception of the music we made together, most of my time with Vincent was wasted. I let those years slip by while grasping tightly to a ticket, standing at the back of a very long line. And that's totally on me.